Moment of truth. Hi, what's up? My name is Emma, aka midsummerknits, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a really exciting one that I've been working on for quite a while. It is the vlog of me creating my costume for the Eras tour. One more tiny thing I want to mention is that I'm currently recording using my new vlog camera, so I'm really hoping this intro looks okay. I'm currently on a trip, so I don't have my normal DSLR, and I just wanted to try recording the intro and outro on my vlog camera, and I hope that looks alright. So I apologize if the quality is a little bit less good than usual, but I'm hoping that it's still pretty good, and I'm excited to use this vlog camera to film some more vlogs and clips of me kind of out and about for you guys. I was super excited to make a handmade costume for one of my Eras tour dates because my main two personality traits, to be honest with you guys, are being a knitter and a swiftie. So this is one of those things that just totally combine those two loves of mine, and I was super excited to make a homemade outfit for it. To give you guys a little bit of a sense of how much effort this took without giving you spoilers, it did take me about a month to make this top. I definitely think that it could have taken me longer if I'd had more time, but because I was limited to a month, I did really have to like put in the hours, especially like in the last week leading up to the show, to complete this project. And it also took me over 20 hours to make and seam all of the leaves onto the top. I'm not going to show you guys the finished top until the end of the video, but I have also posted it on my Instagram and my TikTok and stuff, so if you guys have already seen it, then I apologize for this not being as exciting of a reveal. But if it's your first time, you know, coming to my channel and discovering me, then you'll see a very exciting reveal at the end, which I'm super excited to show you guys. Otherwise, without further ado, let's get into the vlog. Hey guys, so it is sort of day one of working on my Eras tour costume. Editing in here, I just wanted to come on here and say that I was very embarrassed to start editing this video and realized that I was wearing the exact same t-shirt in the first 3 clips that I filmed. So although in the first 3 days of this vlog I'm wearing the same t-shirt, I promise you they were all taken on different days. I just happened to be wearing that same t-shirt because I didn't keep track of it. So please don't judge me, and let's go back to the video. I say that because I'm not actually going to start knitting it today, but I did gather the supplies and wanted to do a little intro talking about what I'm doing for this project. So basically I want to start with describing what the concept is for this project, and the concept is based off of Taylor's green folklore dress that she wears at a lot of her shows. I'll put some pictures up on the screen here, but it is this really beautiful ethereal dress, and it has these beautiful leaves and vines coming down on the front of the dress, and it also has a center cutout like on her stomach surrounded by all of these leaves and vines. And I just think this is absolutely gorgeous. I also love the albums Folklore and Evermore, and to me this dress is the epitome of Ivy from Evermore, which is kind of funny because Taylor wears it for her Folklore set as opposed to her Evermore set. But I feel like those two albums are definitely sister albums, so, you know, they can be kind of interchangeable in some ways. And ever since I've seen this costume, I have just absolutely loved it. It has been a favorite of a lot of other fans on Twitter as well, but it is definitely my personal favorite out of all her costumes that she wears. And so I've had the idea in my mind to sort of do a costume either inspired by this or loosely based off of it for quite a while, but I didn't come together until recently. So I basically am gonna go through my supplies and my plan that I have right now. So first things first, I don't think that I have the time or the energy to knit an entire floor-length dress in the next 2 months. So I'm just going to be knitting the top part of the dress, and for the bottom part, I have this pretty green silk midi skirt. It's honestly not the greatest quality. I am kind of thinking of whether I should buy a nicer quality skirt, because I know that Quince has a similar one and they have it also in a very pretty green color, but this is my plan for now since I already have this one. And so then the rest of my plan is I have this tank top that I knit actually about a year ago, right when I was starting my channel. I have a couple of videos that I can point to that have this tank top featured in it, but I did not ever completely finish it because I literally frogged it and tried it over and over again like 3 times, trying to get it to fit properly. It is this tank, it is the 8 p.m. tank, and I kept this tank intact because I thought maybe I could give it another chance, but honestly, now in retrospect, it's definitely time to just frog this one. I've really tried so many things with it and it just doesn't fit my body properly, so it's just time to say goodbye to it. And this yarn is a pretty similar color to the green silk skirt, so I think that I can use this yarn for the sort of the top part of the dress and then wear it on top of the skirt, and it will look definitely not seamless, but you'll be able to tell like what the costume is supposed to be, so I think this is going to work well. And this was going to be my last supply that I showed you guys, but unfortunately I'm actually not sure if it's going to work, so I might return it. But I just opened this package. This is some mohair yarn from Madeline Tosh. I just bought it from Jimmy Bean's Wool, which is like a pretty local store for me. and I just ordered it and got it in the mail like yesterday. And I wanted to use mohair to do like the sheer panel in the center of the dress, just because I thought it would be cool if there was like a mohair panel as opposed to just like nothing, or like a clear panel. Like I think it'd be cool if it was also in that same sort of green color. I don't think that it goes perfectly with the sort of main yarn that I have, so I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna return it and try to get a different one, or if I'm just gonna go with this one. I'm not sure yet. I will probably decide that like this weekend. So I'll let you guys know if I end up keeping this one or getting a different one. Otherwise, I think I have all the supplies I need to get started. I really only need this green main color to get started. So I'm gonna try and get started on it this week. I am currently working on my Moby sweater and trying to finish that up. So I'm thinking maybe I'll try to finish that up first and then start working on the costume. But my concert is coming up very soon, so we'll see what I can do. I'm really hoping that I can get started on this soon because I definitely think that I need a month or two to complete it. And it's gonna be a little bit of a crunch, so we'll see if I can make it. Welcome back. It is day 2 of me working on my Eras Tour outfit, and I have a couple of exciting updates. I have to be real with you guys, I have not done any work towards my Eras Tour costume at this point in time. It is June 19th and my first show is on July 22nd, so that means I have just around a month to finish this costume. And I'm actually quite nervous about this because although I'm only knitting a tank top, I feel like this is a little bit more of like a creative design than I usually would do. Even with, for example, the heartless top, which is probably a similar level of complexity that this design is going to be. That took me around 2 months because I had to keep pulling it out and starting over again. The good news is that I do have the entire week of 4th of July off, and we'll be spending a good bit of that time without really much to do. So I am really hoping that I can put in a lot of work during that week and get most of it done. However, I will say I am not in the best spot. I have not really set myself up the best to finish this on time. And I'll be honest, that's because I've been working on my Moby sweater and I really wanted to finish that before I started on something else. But I know that I made a big mistake by not working on this sooner, so I am a little bit nervous. That being said, I did get my mohair yarn in the mail. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this, and I'm really hoping that it is the perfect color because at this point this is the second yarn I've ordered. So we're gonna open this and see how it looks. Moment of truth. Oh no. Oh no, I'm not sure if this is really the right shade. I have been struggling so hard to find a good color of green. Okay, so this is, maybe it's okay. I don't know, maybe I need to swatch it. So this is the color that I'm going to be using for the main body. And then this is the color that I got to use for like the sheer panel. I don't know, I feel like it could work. It's a little bit more like bright, but that being said, when I do knit with it, it will be a lot more like sheer because I'll be knitting with it with still like larger needles. So, okay, I know my original reaction was a little bit dramatic, but I think this actually could work. And if you're curious, this is Rowan Kid Silk Haze in the color Apple. Hello guys, so it's July 1st, which means it's officially the month that I'm going to Eras Tour, and here is where we're at in my costume. So I'm actually happy with the progress that I've made so far. I know that I haven't done much. As you can see, I've basically just done this top bit and I actually haven't even quite completed. I have to finish the back right side so that I can attach everything together, and it's not actually attached to the seam print either. I just like clipped it together to check the fit. That being said, I know some of you might be thinking that this is quite grim, but I am actually quite happy with my progress just because I did complete the left side and it is fitting how I want. So that means that hopefully, fingers crossed, I won't have to do any sort of like actual reconstructive surgery where I am pulling out the entire thing and redoing it, which would be like the biggest setback for me, is if I have to like pull out my progress so far and redo it. I know that I've got a ways to go, but I'm really happy with it so far. So essentially at this point, once I join the entire thing, I'm probably gonna go ahead and do an I-cord edging on the neckline and around the straps so it doesn't curl anymore. It's currently curling a ton and it's hard to tell like the exact fit. So I'm gonna do that and then I will be knitting down. So although this will be joined in the round, I think I will probably just honestly just to separate the front and back and do it flat so that I can do the intarsia on the stomach, which will allow me to have like the panel with the mohair. And once that is done, then I will have to do some I-cord and some leaves to make the like leafy effect, and I'm just hoping that I can finish like the main frame of it without the I-cord and the leaves by like maybe July 14th, so I have a little bit of time to do those before my concert, because my concert is on the 22nd. We're gonna see. It's gonna be close. Hi vlog. It is currently 9:30 p.m. on July 2nd. I'm staying with a friend for the week of July 4th, so thank you Archie if you're watching this. You're literally an angel. But I'm staying with her and I'm going to be working on my tank top a good bit this week, I hope. Fingers crossed. So I just joined the front and back of my tank top, so like it's going all the way around my body now, and I just want to try it on. And unfortunately I can't really show you guys in like a safe for work way, so I'm not going to include it because I don't want to show that much of my body. But I tried it on and it's a little loose. And I'm really upset because I literally just said in the last clip that it's fitting well. So I think what my plan is essentially how the tank top is constructed. I'm actually kind of going off of an existing pattern. It is called the home camisole. And how it is constructed is you knit down in 4 different directions. So you knit down on the left side and you kind of increase to create a v-neck, and then you knit down on the right side on the front and then on both of the backs. And how it works is that the front and the back are actually symmetrical. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to, first of all, frog, because I knit like 1/2 inch of the entire body and I just have to frog that entire thing because I have to reconstruct it. And then I'm going to basically make it so that the front and the back aren't symmetrical. So I will pull out some of the last increases that I did in the back, and that way there will be fewer stitches and it will also sit a little bit higher on my body. I hope that describes it okay, but essentially I'll frog the entire bit that I did on the body going all the way around, and then like a few rows on the back as well. So fingers crossed that this fixes it and that it fits better. Hi, I've made a good bit of progress. So I've not been vlogging that well because, as I mentioned, I've been staying at my friend's house and I just feel a little awkward like vlogging in front of them. But I have made a good bit of progress. So I did frog and redo like the top bit of the sweater and it fits a little bit better now. It is still like the tiniest bit big, but I don't want to redo the entire thing, so I'm not going to redo it. I then went ahead and split the front and the back again, and here's where I'm at with that. Like I've done a good bit of the intarsia on the front, so let me show you. Here is where we are at. As you can see on the front panel, I'll insert like a picture of it. There's kind of this like, I don't know how to describe this, it's like a star shape where it kind of like frames her stomach in a way. So I am somewhat close to finishing this panel, and I've tried it on a couple of times. I think it fits, although to be fair, I've only done the front, so I can't really tell. But I think it looks pretty good. I've also been doing decreases along the side to have it a little bit more fitted to the waist. And one more thing, which I'm not sure if I've talked about in this vlog, is that a good bit of this like wool yarn that I've been using was frogged, as you guys know. But I didn't like do anything to take out the kinks. So the knitted fabric itself looks kind of bumpy, and I think when I wash or maybe lightly block this, it should be fixed. But again, I don't want to block it too much because it's already a little bit big. So I'm probably just gonna see, once I finish the body, I'm probably just gonna wash it and like lay it out and see if that fixes kind of like this bumpy texture that's going on. I have had a lot of time to knit this week, like a lot more than I usually would, and I'm really happy with my progress so far. Hey vlog. So the tank top part of my Eras Tour costume has been drying for about 2 days now, and it's definitely been dry for at least like 1 day. But I was just working on a video yesterday, so I didn't get a chance to try it on yet. And that means that this is a moment of truth where I'm going to try on the tank top and see how well it fits. I'm really nervous because if it is a little bit big, which is my suspicion, it might be a little bit big, I'm like just gonna have an ill-fitting costume because I don't have the time to redo it. So let's go ahead and try it on. I'm really nervous, but I'm hoping that it works. Oh my goodness, I'm actually shocked. It actually fits pretty well. I will say, okay, there's a couple of things. One thing is that you might be able to see this fabric is bunching up a little bit just in like the front waist section. I think that might be about how quickly I added in the mohair in this sheer panel section. And I'm not gonna do anything about that because I think I'm just gonna put some leaves over this part, so I don't think you'll really be able to see it. The other thing is that the bottom of the tank top, so I did top down. So the bottom of the tank top is where I did this I-cord bind off, and I did it so tight that I legitimately struggled getting this on so hard. And I'm actually really scared that I'm not gonna be able to get it off by myself without my boyfriend's help, and he's not home right now. So I might just have to be, you know, in this beautifully fashionable tank top for a bit. But aside from that, I am actually so happy with how it turned out. The fit is so much better than I expected. Let's see if I can get this off now. I am not confident. I have great news for you guys. I'm legitimately trapped in this tank. I just went and tried to take it off, like I mentioned, and I literally can't get it off on my own. The good news is my boyfriend is coming home in a couple of hours and he can help me take it off. It's fine. It's not like the end of the world for now. It's just a funny little moment in my vlog, I guess. So I hope you guys laugh at this. All right, little update for you guys. So I started working on the leaves for my top and I'm actually obsessed with how they look. I will put a picture up on the screen because I kind of laid out some leaves like on the shirt to see how it would look and I think it looks so good. But a couple of things. So first of all, I did experiment with a couple of leaf patterns. I ended up landing on this one that's part of a wreath pattern and I think it looks really good. It's actually like garter stitch based, which means that it goes really quickly and it has this cool like spine running up the leaf, which I think looks really good. I think I made 7 at this point and I'm definitely gonna have to make a lot more. I actually posted on my Instagram story because I'm a little bit scared of running out of yarn for the leaves, and I posted and was like, does anyone by any chance have this yarn? It is the Tippy Trees Super DK in Pixie. Does anyone by any chance have this yarn and wants to sell it to me so I can finish my costume? And actually, the owner of Tippy Tree Yarns replied to me and said that she could dye me a skein of the yarn to use. And she literally dyed it for me today and shipped it out today. I'm gonna get it in like 3 days. So she is seriously so amazing for that. I appreciate her so much and I'll definitely like give her a shout out when I finish this and everything. Otherwise, I think I'm making good progress to finish this on time. I do think that I will be working like up until a day or two before the concert, so it will be like a little bit of a tight race to the finish, but it should be fine. It's Wednesday night, which means I have 3 days until my Eras tour date. My tour date is on Saturday, and I would really like to finish my costume on Thursday night so that I can fly to Seattle on Friday night and, you know, be able to relax and not be too stressed like Friday and Saturday during the day. But essentially I've been seaming mostly for the past 2 nights. And I think I'm gonna need a few more leaves now that I've started seaming. I think I'm gonna need to knit some more leaves, so tonight I'll be doing more seaming and knitting leaves, like alternating between those two. And then I'm hoping that tomorrow night I can just finish up seaming everything on. Seaming is a little bit of a struggle. It's just like a lot of sewing together and it's honestly hurting my back because I'm leaning over my work so much. I wish I could tell you how much my life is falling into shambles because there's literally like a giant pile of clothes on my bed right now, but you know, it's what I have to do. We do what we have to do to complete our Eras Tour costumes. So here is the finished top. This was seriously the biggest labor of love. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, this took around a month to complete, and I did not count the total number of hours that it took me, but I know that the leaves themselves took me over 20 hours. Plus I did the entire base of the top, which took a good bit of time as well. So this was definitely a big project and a big labor of love for Taylor Swift. However, I am really excited with how it came out. I think that it looks so good and so cool, and I am so excited to wear it to my Eras tour date. All in all, I ended up making 45 leaves for this top, and each leaf took like 20 to 25 minutes, which is how I calculated that it took over 20 hours to do the leaves. I used 31 for the front and then the remaining for the back. I initially actually did have a more ambitious plan for the back of the tank top, where I would have leaves sort of going down the entire length of the tank like I have on the front, and I ended up doing something a little bit simpler where I put leaves kind of around the neckline, like the V-neck on the back. And I honestly think that it came out pretty well. I do think that if I had more time to work on this top, I probably would have done the more complex design where I knit even more leaves and did it all the way down the back. However, I don't think it's really that important to the costume, so I'm actually a little bit glad that I didn't waste my time doing that. Otherwise, I'm so incredibly excited with how this project came out. I think this is just a really fun thing to do. To make a totally handmade costume for a concert is just a really fun way to express your creativity, and I also got so many compliments on the costume, so I absolutely love how it came out. I hope you guys enjoyed watching the process of me making this costume. I'm actually hoping to post another vlog next week, which is the experience of me going to Eras Tour in my handmade costume. We'll see if I'm able to sort of get enough clips and content to put in that video, but if I am, then I'll be posting a vlog of me wearing my handmade costume to Eras Tour, which I'm really excited for. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching. I would love it again if you subscribed to my channel and turned on post notifications, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!